So last session, what are we discussing about? We were discussing about application and types of applications. See, there are two types of applications usually, but it is not mandatory that one should have to create both applications. It is not at all mandatory. To create only one application and create all your business functionalities in only one application, and you can process your business, no issues. But it is a best practice that one can follow in order to achieve easy to maintain, easy maintenance, and reducing the redundant tasks, and also like accessibility to multiple places. Like these advantages will be there if you create framework and multiple implementations. Creating the functionalities in framework application will be accessible to all implementations applications usually, because implementation application you will create on top of framework application. And suppose on a given framework you have 5 different implementations, and the functional component that is available in framework will be accessible to all 5 implementations. But remember one thing, the functional components which are available in implementation will not be accessible to framework. Reverse will not be possible. I will tell you the concept of inheritance after some time. So today what are we going to do? I am going to explain you some of the terminology related to application creation using PRPC environment. See, if I am going to create an application, so what are the required parameters? Just main parameters. There are more parameters, I can tell you later. So when you are creating a new application, the required parameters are application name. See, your application should have a name or not. If you're creating an application, Amazon application, Flipkart application, like this, your application name should be there, and the name of your application should be matching with your business type or your client name, company name, or anything. And also application name, you need a login ID and password for the application, right? Application login ID and password. So this also details you need. So you created application, there are no login IDs. Will you be able to access your application? You will not be able to access your application, considering authenticated applications. Leave about unauthenticated and all. Okay, authenticated applications only I am talking about. Usually every business application is authenticated only. Like Amazon, you have to, even if you are able to access, finally to place the order you have to log in. Okay, net banking applications, all that, phone applications, phone pay, Google Pay, and even travel ticket booking application, ultimately you have to log in if you wanted to have that history and all, everything getting stored. So like this, application name is required to be mentioned at the time of creating application. Application login ID and password you have to generate. We will generate it. Apart from this, there is one more important parameter, high level I'll explain you now. That is called organization name. What is that called as? Organization name. What is your idea or understanding about organization in real life? Like organization in reality is a company. See, I have a company called Tata Group of Industries. Tata Group of Industries. See, in India you have this company Tata Group of Industries. In other countries also there, of course. Tata Group of Industries has so many other business companies, like TCS is there. Okay, Tata Motors is there. What else? Tata Steel is there. Tata Retail is there. Inka Tata Chemicals is there. Tata Power is there. That is what retail. Tata Power is there. Like this, even more than that is there, but I don't remember the names. Okay, there are many. They are in many sectors. See, like this, for all these companies, what is the topmost level entity? Tata Group of Industries. You have Reliance Industries. Reliance Industries also has so many companies, like Reliance Retail is there, Reliance Jio is there, and moreover Reliance Textiles is there. Reliance Petroleum is there, main business. Like this, there are even more than that. Okay, for all this, the organization is what? Reliance Industries. See, Alphabet company is there. Under Alphabet, you have different businesses. They have maps, Google Maps. They will sell it to clients like Ola, Uber, all this. They have YouTube. They have Drive is a separate business. They will sell the storage on the servers. Okay, and mailing service is there. They will be selling it to different clients. Like this, there are different services offered, different small services offered by Alphabet company. Each will be again one separate segment, line of business again. So like this, there will be a topmost entity for any business usually. That is called as organization in reality. Okay, that is same applicable when you take it technology also. At the time of creating application, you have to mention the application name. You have to choose or give application name, application login ID and password you have to generate. Organization name also you have to mention. There will be something called division and unit. I'll tell you later. Okay. So today we are going to see how to create framework application, how to create implementation application, all that. And one more thing is application type. What is that? Application type, or you may also call it as structure. How many types are there? 2 types, framework application and implementation. At the time of creating, I have to choose whether it should be framework or whether it should be implementation. But remember this point, every one of you, whether it is a framework application or whether it is an implementation application, in either of these types, overall it is an application. You need to understand that. Means framework will have functionalities, implementation will have functionalities, everything will be same, but only the type you are choosing it to be framework or implementation in order to understand you are processing the line of business function transactions, or you are going to make the reusable things available. Okay, it is always a developer's point of view and developer's knowledge, which one to be using for what purpose. Understand? Let us go ahead and see the navigations to create a new application. So what are the default credentials to log into PRPC? administrator@pega.com. Password is install. So once you log in with these credentials, PRPC provides a new wizard. See here, this is application and this is the menu. Application menu. When you click on application menu, it will show new application option. Using the wizard new application. The wizard name is what? New application. Using new application wizard, we will be able to create new applications. Okay, this is everyone clear so far? And one more point I have to tell you. If you are clear so far, every one of you, if you are clear so far, I will unmute once and check with you. Hold on. I'm going to unmute. See, all of you, you need to mute from your end always. Only when you wanted to ask me something, then only you have to unmute. I have unmuted. Are you clear so far, every one of you?
Yes.
Yes.
I was just giving you information. If you wanted to create application, use a wizard. I did not show you the wizard. I'll show you. At the time while you are going to use the wizard, you need to make sure that it should have an application name. It should have application login ID, organization name for which this application belongs to, and application type. If you are clear up to this, I will tell you about the next one. Application ID, right? I'll tell you about application once again. Application contains set of functionalities, correct? Keep this point in mind. Any application contains set of functionalities. See, PEGA rules process command is a BPM tool which comes up with ready-made functionalities built into it, correct? I shown you already. What is the functionality? Always I was showing you. Send email notification. This functionality is already present in PRPC, correct? Which means that PEGA rules process command contains predefined functionalities, which means that PEGA rules process command is also an application or not? PEGA rules process command environment. Can I say this is an application environment? This is already one application with predefined functionalities, you are going to build your own application on top of PEGA platform. Correct? Yes or no? Can I reuse the functionalities which are already present in PEGA rules process commander into my own applications that I am trying to create further? Yes or no? So from this point, can we say that PEGA rules process commander is also a built-in framework application provided by PEGA systems which has built-in functionalities? Yes or no? Everyone online, I am unmuting. Clear? PEGA rules process commander, instead of looking at this one as a tool, PEGA rules process commander, one environment built with predefined functionalities which can be used in your own application when you are creating. So based on this fact, what we can say, PEGA rules process platform is also one application which contains all the functionalities which you are using in another application, which means it is a framework application. Everyone clear? PEGA rules platform is a framework application. All the functionalities that are being provided by PEGA will be there inside an application by name PEGA platform. What is the name? PEGA platform. Let me draw a diagram, okay, for your better understanding. See, if I have unmuted you guys, you need to make sure to mute from your end if you are not going to ask me anything. Okay, that will help even me and others not to get disturbed. At the time when you wanted to ask me question, immediately unmute and ask me a question when I come back to you. Okay, please make sure you are on mute. Once you respond, you go to mute. That's it. Okay, now I am going to add layers here. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3. Like this, 3 layers I have added. Each layer is one application. This is like a structure of stack. Stack means one on top of another. Stack ante if you are aware of CDs we will arrange like a stack, one on top of another. The very bottom one is called PEGA platform. What will be there in the PEGA platform? OOTB functionalities. I will ask you one question. What is the abbreviation of OOTB? Out of the box. OOTB functionality. Out of the box functionality. What does it mean? The functionality which is already present inbuilt in the system. If it is already present inbuilt in the system, why are you calling it as out of the box? Why don't you call it as inside box? You think about this and get back to me after 10 days like that. No hurry. Okay, you understand my question? If it is OOTB stands for out of the box, which meaning that built in. Why don't you call it as inside box? Why are you calling out of the box? That is the question. Just to take your time and research, maybe spend for 5 days and all research and tell me later. No hurry. Okay, now on top of it, I am creating my own business framework. Imagine my framework is insurance framework application. Now my insurance framework application will be able to access functionalities of PEGA platform. On top of it, I am creating auto insurance. Specifically, what is that? Implementation application. My implementation application can access the functionalities of framework as well as PEGA platform. Okay, let me create a document for you guys. This is how I will be creating a document. Okay, I will be sharing the document as well. This is considered to be a practical document. Theory, anyhow, it is already present. Okay, 590. What is your batch? 595. Huh? Do I have any folder? No, I'll create one folder for your batch. I think this is the first time I'm creating, right? PEGA batch 595. And in this document will be like this. Okay, what is today's date? Okay, PEGA class. What is that? 07. I'm sorry. 11 July 2022. May or may not add. Anyhow, you are going to finish in the same year. And what is this? 8 AM or 9 AM? 9 AM IST. Regularly, practical document name will be like this. Theory document will have concept name, because in a day I may cover 2 theory topics, practical also on 2. So I cannot give the practical document name. And also one more advantage is it will be in the order. You can easily understand. Okay. Like this, you will be getting the document understanding what application hierarchy. Understanding application hierarchy. This is just for your information. I am just adding this. Maybe you are already aware of this, but try to learn from us. Okay. Now here you go. From the above diagram. Okay. In the above diagram, we can see that what we can see. PEGA platform is the base application. I'm calling it as base foundation, base application, which contains all OOTB functionalities. All OOTB functionalities. Okay, next, insurance framework application has been created on top of PEGA. I am writing PEGA platform PP, PEGA platform application. So insurance framework, I'll write FW, framework application can access to utilize, can access the functionalities of PEGA platform application. That is possible. Vice versa. Remember always. See, if A, B are there, A is accessing B, B cannot access A. Simple. Just for example. Okay. Inheritance concept I'll tell you later. Next. So next, auto insurance. Auto insurance implementation application is created on top of insurance framework application. So it can access the functionalities of framework application as well as PEGA platform application, because it can access both levels, all the below levels it can access in this case. So that is what. So now while we are creating application, while we are going to create framework and implementation applications, we will also follow same structure as shown above. Make sense, everyone? Clear? So now this is the practical type. Okay, we are going to work on practical. You don't need to write anything. How to create a new application using PRPC tool. This is what we are going to learn. The first requirement is we are going to work on insurance application, right? Okay, while creating application, we need to consider below parameters. Any issue? First one, what is that? First one, application name. Second one, let's say organization name. Third one, I can say application structure, application type or structure, framework or implementation, organization name. What else? Application login ID. What do you call this? You remember I told you, just high level I told you, operator ID. Remaining things as of now we don't bother. There are few other things, but I'll tell you later. Division units and all I'll tell you later. These are the parameters that we consider while creating application. See, at the time while I am going to create framework application, I wanted to create my application on top of PEGA platform. Keep this in mind. Let's create framework application now. Okay, so the requirement is create a new framework application to process insurance policies. That's it. They did not tell you what type of insurance policies and all, whether it is personal insurance, life insurance, or health insurance, auto insurance. They did not tell you. So this is going to be a core framework of insurance. Okay, so let's create. So requirement after, I'm going to do here design algorithm. What are the steps to be written? First, use new application wizard. Okay, first I'll write down like this. Log into PRPC using default Credentials. I think I don't need to tell you about what are default credentials once again. You know, administrator@pega.com. Password is install. It's very simple. And next, click on application menu. Click on application menu of PEGA platform. Choose what? New application. Now go through new application wizard, filling all the details to create new application. Understand everyone clear?
Yes.
These are the steps that we are going to follow. See, before you work on practical anything, not only today, in future, first all the steps that you wanted to perform practically should be there in your mind, and you have to write this theoretical. See, if you are learning any programming language, C language or Java or Python, without learning algorithm, if you learn only to write programs, it is of no use. Everything that you wanted to do hands-on practical as a program, first it should be there in your mind in a simple English language sentences. You'll be able to. Without knowing that, how can you work on practical? You cannot work on practical. Okay. So it is very much essential for everyone to write the algorithm before you write the program. In programming language, in PEGA, whatever you implement, first you draft it like an algorithm format. If you are successfully able to write all the steps in algorithm, here and there 1 or 2 points you can miss. At the time of practically doing, you may realize and come back and write, no problem. But if you are not able to write the algorithm itself, you will not be able to implement anything. Kickstart what to do. Next step, like this, you write algorithm. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it now. I'm going to log into PRPC using default credentials. Okay, so is that framework application? Okay, what are the default? Please mute someone online. Muting everyone. Administrator@pega.com. Password I have already muted. Please never unmute. I'm sorry. Mute all. Never unmute, please, because that is disturbing others. That's why. Install. See, using default credentials, you log into PRPC. That's it. It will take you to the application. See, PEGA platform also an application. What is the name of the application? PEGA platform. I'll tell you one more thing before we proceed forward. See, you are a student who has joined Harsha trainings, or you might be studying in a college, or you are an employee in your office. See, for everyone, there will be two identifications. One is name, another one is ID. Name, we call it a label. ID is the actual one. See, if you are there in a system of college, or if you are there in a system of like your office, are you going to be identified by your name or by ID? For the system, I'm not talking about your friends. How does the system identifies you? By ID or by label? By ID always. Then what is the purpose of label? That is just a display purpose. If I display an ID and ask someone to recognize, may not be able to recognize. I'll tell you another example. You have branches of a bank, correct? What are the branches? KPHP branch, Madhapur branch, like this. If I say KPHP branch, you can understand. That is the label. If I say Madhapur branch, someone may be able to understand. If I say HDFC 00501854, will anyone be able to understand like us? But system can understand. Banking system can only understand by IDs. Banking system, if you go and say Madhapur branch, KPHP branch, system cannot understand. Humans you can understand. For every component to recognize, we need two different attributes. One is label, another one is ID. You understand by label just for display purpose. System understands that by ID. Understand clear? That is like a student ID and student name. I can recognize you only when you come back to me submitting your ID value, student ID value. We did not generate for your batch, we will generate soon. Okay. And here you go. PEGA platform application, if you go to the definition of this application, its display name is PEGA platform. Its actual name is PEGA rules. The OOTB application, which is available in PRPC, which has all OOTB functionalities. What is the name of the OOTB application? PEGA rules. What is its display name just for display purpose? PEGA platform. Actual name is like a student ID is PEGA rules. Student name is PEGA platform. ID is the one using which system will recognize. Okay, that is just for your information. There will be two attributes, ID and label. Okay, now look at here. So I am going to log into PRPC. Now click on application menu. On top left, click on application menu and choose what? New application. I'm going to do the same. So click on application menu and choose what? New application. This is the wizard which we would be using in order to create a new application. Okay, now there are two things being shown up. You can ignore about LIC insurance. You bother about build from scratch. I want to create everything from the scratch by my own. I'm going to choose the option of build from scratch. Click on build from scratch. I'll explain you what is build from scratch just in few minutes after we create a framework application. Build from scratch. I'm going to click on this. Now it is asking me two types of applications. Remember one thing here. If you, I'm sorry, what is this? Anyone, if you are using 8.6 version or before, you will see three options here. If you are using 8.7, you will see two options at the screen. If you are using 8.6, you will be seeing how many options? Three. In that three options, two are the same what you are seeing here. Third one is UI kit. You will see something related to UI kit. Either you go with UI kit or you go with Theme Cosmos traditional architecture. Any of these two would be okay. I'll go with Theme Cosmos traditional architecture. I'm not going to tell you what is a Cosmos now, that is not required. So click on traditional architecture. Otherwise, you can go with the latest architecture also. It is up to you. There is nothing much. We are not going to write any coding. No issues. You want to go with second option? It's up to you. Out of the three, any option you want to choose, you choose and proceed. There won't be any difference in the practical and whatever that we are going to do when you go with any of the three options. But each options will have additional user interface OOTB features provided. That's it. Click on traditional architecture like this. I'm going to click on this. Once you click on this, you will get to see a screen where it is going to ask you what is the name of your application that you are trying to create. My application name is, take some client, let's say SBI Insurance, State Bank of India. That is an Indian one. Otherwise, you can choose JP Morgan, Bank of America. It is up to you. At the time while you are practicing for the first time, you do not create SBI. You create HDFC, JP Morgan, like that. Once you are thorough with practical part, then you create original application that I am creating with the name SBI. Reason is, if you make any mistake, for example, you forgot to choose framework to be framework, you proceeded with implementation, but you are wanted to create a framework. When you make some mistakes, there is no way you can revert back the changes. There is no way you can delete the application entirely. You need to leave it and create one more. For next to 20 days, do not ask me any question related to how to delete. Never ask me. Leave it and create one more the similar way. That's it. Okay, that's the reason why you do not create the same name application on first go itself. Create HDFC, create ICICI. Perfect, you are with practical, you understand everything, then create SBI. So matching application with our session is needed to do practical in a better way. Okay, even though name is not matching for you, that's not a big deal actually. Structure will be matching. Now click on advanced configuration. Click on advanced configuration. Let me click on advanced configuration. Once I click on advanced configuration, see here, the first and foremost option that you see, application structure. It has been defaultly selected. What was the option defaultly selected? Implementation. That means, for example, without clicking on advanced configuration, if I proceed to create new application directly, what was the structure of application that I would be getting? Implementation. But what is that I want now? Framework. Go to advanced configuration and choose the application structure to be what? Choose the application structure to be framework. Application structure to be framework. Understand? Understand everyone clear? And now see here, application ID. This is the actual name. ID is the actual name. SBI insurance is display name. SBI without spaces INSUR. Student ID, student name. Student name can have spaces, right? Student name Bhagat Singh. Bhagat space name. Okay, no problem. ID should not have any spaces. ID should be one single word. Okay, A001, A002. Like this ID should be. Okay, maybe can be anything without spaces. This is the actual application name. Display name is SBI. If I display SBI insurance like this to users, will they be able to understand? So IDs will be something unique to the system. Display names are understandable to common people usually. And now you see automatically process command is giving one organization name. PRPC has auto generated a random organization name, but we don't want that. We don't want that. Instead, what I need? We need a meaningful name. What do I need? A meaningful name. So I remove that and add meaningful name. Remove that, remove the above and add a meaningful name. So State Bank of India. So I can give simply SBI. I am manually typing. I'm manually typing. So here you go, SBI, and click on save. There are two things which I have done. Choosing the application structure and giving a meaningful name to the organization instead of the random name generated by PEGA. Understand? Click on what? Save. You will be back to the same screen where you clicked on advanced configuration. Click on create application. Create application. Let me tell you one thing. See, for many of you, this may take, this process of creating application may take even 15 minutes, 15 minutes is possible for the first time. Second application onwards it will be quickly done. Even 5 minutes or 10 minutes. For me, it is done in how many minutes? Not more than a minute. For you, it may take even 5 minutes. Have the patience and wait. Second time onwards, you will see it is getting quickly done, mostly. Okay. Now, application is created. By this time, below, I am writing rules. Rules means component. Below, components. Meaning that in case of PEGA terminologies, rules have got created. What are created? I'll tell you. Application got created. Organization got created. Application. What else? Organization. These two have got created. Yet to create what? Yet to create operator ID. So see here, this is a practice. By default, PEGA is asking enter your email ID of your organization in which you are working, so that similar to email ID will create operator ID and also we will send an email notification. It is asking the format of the email ID. So I am entering. Email may or may not exist. That is up to you. And whatever you enter in the screen, you consider it to be in the email ID format. It is need not to be the existing email that you have. Okay, I'm giving meaningfully framework application developer operator ID. I'm creating an operator ID for development purpose. Developer for framework application @sbi.com. Understand? Meaningfully I've given. It is not mandatory you have to follow me. You can give any ID value. It's up to you. abc@sbi.com. It's up to you. Email format you maintain only up to this screen. I'm giving developer operator ID for my framework application @sbi.com. That's why devfw@sbi.com. And in this drop down, if you are working on 8.6, you will see one more option. Apart from authors, you will see one more option in 8.6 that is called administrator. Go with any of the options, no issues. I'll tell you what is administrator later. So click on add. Click on what? Click on add. Let me click on add. See what has happened. It is showing a message that you cannot send an email, something like that, but operator ID and password generated. Operator ID and password got generated. See, there is a possibility you will forget this password. You will be forgetting. So copy the details into a notepad with you. Okay, somewhere you need to copy and place it somewhere. I already have a Word document preparing for you, right? I'll copy there itself. What is there in that? Okay, done. Now log off and log in back to. Okay, don't log off. Hold on, because you will make mistakes. You can use any email of your wish. If you are now working on this, if you are using your office email ID, automatically, okay, it will not be sent, it will fail anyhow, no problem. You can use your office mail ID also here, but it is not a server, right? It is your local machine. Nothing will happen. And here you go. But in enterprise application development, your operator ID usually will be your client ID. If you are joining for TCS, from TCS you are working for JP Morgan, right? Usually JP Morgan will assign you one client ID. That ID we will be using as operator ID for better understanding among the developers, so that easily they can recognize. Other than that, you can use your own ID of your wish, but that is not a practice when you are practically there in enterprise application development. If someone sees a rule has been updated by A-001, someone like operator ID, your employee ID, they can easily say so and so person have made last changes. That's why it will be your client ID. Okay, anyhow, that's not mandatory. It can be anything of your wish. Now, don't log off. See, framework application has got created successfully. Let's log into this application later. Point in time. Not now. Okay, as of now, stay with default credentials and create implementation application on top of above framework application. Understand? Now I am going to tell you how to create implementation application. This is what I am going to tell you. So requirement is create a new insurance, okay, new auto insurance application. Auto insurance application on top of above FW. Okay, this is what I am going to do now. Now here you go. Step 1, again, log in with default credentials. You are already aware of it. Step 2, use new application wizard, create implementation application. At the time of creating, choose the above FW application as base. And next step, yeah, choose it to be implementation application and what else? Organization, which is same as FW application. I'll have to tell you one point here before we proceed further. See, I have a framework application and n number of implementations, 5 implementations. It is not mandatory that framework and implementations to have same organization. Not mandatory, but it is always the best of best practice to use the same organization for framework as well as implementations. It is the best practice. I'll tell you how it is the best practice going forward. I have to add one more point here. Organization also I have added. Okay, anyhow. See, what is the organization that has been created? Organization is SBI, correct? So now let's create implementation. Let's go ahead with design. Here you go. You logged into your framework. What is this? This is done. Click on done. I'll write down that. Click on done and all. Just hold on. You copied it, right? After this, click on done. Don't click on log off and all. Once you hold on. Once you click on done, you will be back to this screen. You will be back to this screen. Okay, so you will be here in the implementation application creation. You are already logged into PRPC using default credentials. This is application menu, you know, and this is the new application option, you know. I don't need to write this time. Click on application menu, choose new application. I'll write only for the first time. Second time in future also I'll never write like this. You should know by the second time itself. Okay, so that will save our time. Now you see, this is what important thing you need to understand. See, it is showing build from scratch, LIC, SBI. SBI is the framework application that I have created. From this, that is getting displayed here. From this screen, what I can tell you is all the options that are being displayed here are applications. What type of applications? Framework application. All the framework applications that are there in PRPC are shown here. If you click on SBI Insurance, the application that you are trying to create now will be created on top of SBI Insurance. Suppose if I click on LIC Insurance, my application will be created on top of LIC Insurance. Then what about if you click on build from scratch? Yes, if you click on build from scratch, your application will get created on top of PEGA platform OOTB application. That is the point. Everyone clear? Online resources, everyone clear? Okay, I will unmute now. Hold on. Yes, you can respond on the audio now.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
What is build from scratch means?
It's built on
Application that you are trying to create on top
Build
of
on top of
PEGA platform.
platform.
Instead of build from scratch, it is more appropriate if they give PEGA platform. Your framework has been built on top of PEGA platform, and now your implementation you are going to create on top of SBI Insurance. Understand? I have drawn a diagram of PEGA platform framework. Exactly, we are following. Okay, మీరు నారాయణ వాళ్ళ బ్రదరా? SBI Insurance. Okay, I am going to click on that. So click on SBI Insurance. So I'll go back. Control F. You can't build from scratch, right? So clicking on this, your application will get created on top of PEGA platform application. I mean like OOTB application, correct? See, PEGA platform is the name of the application. Understand, everyone clear with that point? Now I am back here. Click on SBI Insurance. Clicking on this, the present application will get created on top of SBI Insurance framework application. But I'm already decided that I want to create implementation application, correct? So let me click on the same. See, you will be seeing some additional options which you did not get before time. I mean like previously when I go through this wizard, this option you did not get. See, it is very easy to understand. Build with SBI Insurance or go back and choose different one. The screen says Do you want to proceed creating your present application on top of SBI insurance, or you wanted to go back and choose something else? That is what confirmation it is asking. I don't want to go back. I want to proceed with SBI insurance. Click on build with SBI insurance. I am sure that I wanted to proceed with this. Make sense? And next, this screen you did not get previously. Apart from this, you will get one more screen. You don't need to do anything. You just continue. I will tell you about case types and all manually how to create. This is case type screen. This is data type screen. You are not aware of all these things, so ignore to proceed further as of now. Okay, next, you are aware of this screen. What is this? Application name. LIC, I'm sorry, SBI Auto Insurance. SBI Auto Insurance. Make sense, everyone? SBI Auto Insurance. Click on Advanced Configuration. Advanced Configuration. So once you click on Advanced Configuration, see here. By default, the application structure is implementation only. Do I need to change? My intention is to create implementation only, right? So no need to change. I am highlighting just to make sure that you have this option selected. Just have a glance at what is being highlighted. And next, organization name. Again, what is that? Again, random organization name. Let's remove that and choose. It is not that you enter. Choose the existing organization. What was that? By name SBI. Sorry, which was being created at the time of FW application creation. Understand? Make sense, everyone? Clear? So at the time of FW application creation, this was already been created. I'll tell you one thing here. See, in PRPC environment, if you see any text box with a thick blue color dot at the right bottom corner, that is a drop down. How do you populate the drop down? You need to place your cursor here and click the down arrow on your keyboard. On your keyboard, you have 4 arrow marks, right? Right, left, top, down. Click the down arrow on your keyboard. It will get populated and choose what? SBI. I don't need to type like before. See, anytime if there is an option, remember this. While using PEGA PRPC application environment, if there is a drop down, you always have to choose from the drop down without manually typing, so you don't make any mistakes. There is no option of drop down. What you do? Type it. Okay, but for the first time you have typed. Second time onwards, you're choosing. And here you go now. Click on save. Click on save. Click on save. Let me click on save. You'll back to the screen. Now, if you proceed forward to create application, that will be created as implementation application. It will come under the same organization that is called SBI. Make sense? You are just learning navigations with little bit of information. Okay. So click on what? Create application. Let me click on that. Done, completed. Now, again, same thing, right? Operator ID. What is that? Implementation, right? Developer operator ID for my implementation application @sbi.com. Understand? Make sense? The operator ID, I'm giving it meaningful name, but you can give anything of your wish. There's no point in giving the same as it is. Add. Again, what has happened? It has generated user ID and password. Again, what am I going to do? Copy to notepad. Somewhere you copy it in the notepad somewhere. Done. Click on done and do what? Log off. There itself you can log off if you want to log off, but I want you to know accessing this log off, actual log off button. Was not audible to you. Am I audible now? Someone please respond on the audio. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Maybe for 10 seconds you lost it.
Yes,
You're audible.
yes, sir.
Quickly identified that. Now it should be audible. I was not saying anything during the 10 seconds. See, now you created two applications. For each application you have an operator ID. For each application we have specific operator ID. Is it possible for both applications one login? Yes, it is possible, but you are not going to learn it now. You learn it later. Okay, one login ID can be used for 10 applications or 20 applications. I don't know the limitation, but it can be used for n number of applications. Now let's log in to FW application first. Do I have FW application credentials? Control F dev FW. It is these are the credentials. I need only password, right? Because this is the one I don't remember. Okay, I'll copy to notepad. See, space is coming. So if you wanted to ignore that space, take it from the notepad. Password at the time of copying, if you give a space, space also will be considered as a character. Make sure you don't do any such mistake. devw@sbi.com. This is the password which I have copied. Login. Login. At the time of login, it is going to ask you about old password. That's why I'm asking you to copy it somewhere. You cannot recognize this time. Maybe first time you remember, second time it will be not possible. Old password, new password. I'm giving rules. What is the new password I'm giving? Rules. Is it mandatory that you have to give rules? No. It is of your wish. You can give any password for the new password. That is of your wish. Okay, easily I can remember rules always. That's why I'm giving rules. Create, change password, click on button. Please mute someone. Now you are here. Okay, but this is not the place which we wanted to access. Click on App Studio on top of PEGA platform. Choose Dev Studio. You need to access what? Dev Studio. App Studio to Dev Studio. What is the reason? You'll be learning soon. No worries. Dev Studio. Now click on App Explorer on the left panel. I will explain you about these options later. As of now, blindly follow me. This is what App Explorer. So I'm going to click on what? App Explorer. App Explorer you go with. Now you see this tree. Okay, don't bother about it. This is where we are going to focus. I logged into my implementation application and click on these two applications. Okay, here you can see when I log into my implementation application, I'm getting I'm sorry. I logged into framework application. When I log into framework application, it is giving me access to my framework application as well as PEGA platform. What is the reason? We can see that we have access to FW application as well as PEGA platform application from the top. That's it, done. Now log off and log in back using what? Implementation application. Let me try that. So now you can guess and tell me before we proceed forward. How many applications I will see the access to when I log into implementation application? devimpl@sbi.com. What is the password? I should have here somewhere.
Rules. Oh, sorry.
Rules gaadu. Implementation application, I did not give any password as of now, right? I'll copy to notepad, and this one I'll copy from here to here. For framework, I have given rules. For implementation, this is the first time. With the generated password, I have to log in. Log in now. Again, take this. Rules. Here also I'm giving what? Rules. As usual process I'm following. Again, what should I do? App Studio 2.
Studio.
Dev Studio.
And here application explorer. How many applications you are seeing now?
3
You are
applications.
seeing 3 applications. What are those?
SBA Auto
You can
Insurance
see
PEGA platform.
3 applications.
Form
Implementation, W,
Framework PEGA Platform.
so login. So when we log into implementation application, we get access to IMPL plus FW plus
PEGA
PEGA platform, all 3. Done. That's it for today. That you have to do from your end. So what you should be doing today, you will be working on creating application. But one thing I wanted to tell you, see, this practical navigation is not at all a big deal while you are learning the PRPC. Just practical navigation is to understand how to proceed to create the navigations, how to choose and what to choose. The main important points are, before you work on this practical, you should have a clear idea about what is framework application and what is its purpose, what is the implementation application and what is its purpose, and having the information about framework and implementation to have the same organization is a best practice. And after you create application, what gets created? Application, operator ID, organization name. If you are freshly creating, this will get created. And clicking on build from scratch will create your application on top of PEGA platform. Clicking on anything else will create your application on top of the respective application. These points should be clearly understandable to yourself. Okay, without understanding that, simply in order to finish the practical, if you follow this document and finish, there won't be any use of learning. Okay, if I come back tomorrow and ask you the questions in this particular topic, any question being asked, you should be able to answer. Understand? Orally, the technical terms should be twisted on your tongue without any issues, meaning that you should be fluent in the technical delivery as well. 99% of the learners who fail in interview only because of fluency. Okay, the person who had mug up with all these things since past 3 years, every technical term he can deliver it just on fly. Fluently he can deliver. If you are a learner, this is the first time you are trying to deliver the technical words or sentences, you will struggle a little bit. That struggle will tell them that you are a learner, you are not a real person. Okay, that's why from day one itself, each technical term and technical sentence, you read it loud if possible. Okay, make sense? Everyone clear online? Anyone has any doubts or any questions that you have? I am going to unmute every one of you. If you have a question, you can ask me now. Any doubt in this practical or the concept of application, framework implementation? Any question, any doubt? And what are you going to receive now? This practical document I have created, you will be still receiving the document on your WhatsApp only. Okay, till we wind up this group. We have already informed every one of you to finish your fees payments, and worst of the worst case, Wednesday morning will be the last session that you are going to attend, and you would be continuing when you are finished with your fees payment. Wednesday afternoon or evening, if you come back and tell me that I have some KYC issues or I have some other issues I'm trying to do, or I did it and it got stuck in between, we cannot consider to allow you. That will be the final deadline. That will be enough number of days we have given. Okay, far more than enough, I think. Okay, and as you have time till Wednesday, you don't wait. You do not know what issue you will be facing at the time of making the fees payment at the end. Be prompt and finish now. Any issue you can do it by tomorrow and like that. Okay, be prompt for doing all these things. And this practical also, along with theory and understanding of the concept, should have to be done by tomorrow. Okay, before you come down tomorrow, everything related to what we have discussed today should be there in your mind with clear understanding. It's not that you read and remember. Reading and remember, we don't need it. You have to clearly understand the concept. Okay. If you understand the concept, you specifically don't need to try to remember. Okay. And this is what about the practical and the conceptually. Where is the relation built? Now I created one application on top of another application, right? There should be already some relation built. If you open one application, you could say what is its parent application, correct? I mean, like on top of which other application you have built it. This relation is being defined somewhere. We will find out that at the very beginning session of tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow also, if you guys because of rain and anything like rain, heavy rains are there in Hyderabad. If you're not able to make it to come down, don't miss the session, connect online. Anyhow, even in your home place, if you have a power cut, and if I take the session here, you will have the video for that particular one day. I mean, like every day you have video, but one day you have to fully depend only on video, not on the live session, because you don't have power, you cannot travel. Both cases, what you can do, you cannot do anything, right? Just stay back and go through the video during afternoon. Today, you will be receiving this document on your WhatsApp. From your WhatsApp, you forward to your email, anything of your wish, open in your laptop and then only go through it. And the practical document of screenshots, you don't start your practical just after opening the document. Open the document, go through the document from beginning to ending without having hands-on PRPC. Means going through screenshot by screenshot, try to understand in your mind. Okay, tell your mind what you wanted to do, what you are trying to do. If you have a clear idea and understanding of the practical in the practical document, 2 times you go through it from beginning to ending, only doing the practical in your mind. Then 3rd time you open your laptop, log into PRPC, then hands-on you do it. 90% of the people, they log into PRPC, they open practical document, first screenshot onwards, they will begin to proceed. This is a wrong methodology of practical. Practical document, when you open, go through it, everything, doing the practical in your mind, brain. Practical is done in your brain. Then do the same practical with hands-on. Means you are doing the practical of what is there in your mind, not what is there on the document. Document is just a reference. Okay, if you want to plan for an engineering construction, civil construction, entire plan should be there in your mind first. Only when it is fully there in your mind, you will be able to put it on paper. Understand? Then you use the paper as a reference while constructing the reality, but reality construction also is there in your mind only. Primary is brain, secondary is paper. Understand? So have the practical in your brain than this paper. Paper is a reference at the time when you are missing something. Okay, to re-understand, reanalyze the things. But everything should be there in your mind. Understand that. Okay, everyone clear? And this is what from my end you'll be receiving this. What is this? The practical document as well as theory document. 2 documents you'll be receiving. Plus the video link also you'll be receiving. Till next Wednesday, all videos will be there in YouTube. After Wednesday, I'll upload to OneDrive. You'll get access from OneDrive. Only you can watch the video. You cannot download. You cannot forward. It will be there till next 3.5 months plus 1.5 month more. Okay. Why that 1.5 month more? Last 2 videos and all you have to access now. Okay. And first 2 videos you may have to recollect now. So for that reason. Okay. We'll wind up for today. Thank you for joining. Even the season is not good. Like many people have attended.
Harsha, there is a correction in the document required.
If possible, only come down to classroom. I am again and again telling, nothing is precious than our life. You know how the roads of Hyderabad. Okay, if not, if you feel you're not comfortable to travel, avoid 1 or 2 days. There's no problem. Okay, 2 days avoiding, that's not a big deal. But attend from online. Not possible, also go through video. But don't take risk of traveling on these roads if you're coming from long distance. Especially
Harsha, in the practical document, Harsha, in the practical document, there is one correction needed. Can you open it? I'll tell you in the beginning.
Okay.
Instead of functionalities, actually you written finalities. Maybe others will confuse. In the beginning.
Okay, no problem. You are saying
In the beginning, not here.
spelling mistake.
Go to the top. Yeah, starting. Yeah.
Oh, functionalities. Sometimes mistakes
Third
will be
point.
there.
Not here.
Okay,
The
so that's how you need to have focus on the session. Okay, not only finding the mistakes but also in the response. Same focus. Where else? Okay,
I think not here.
maybe you will be able to
Let
understand
me.
if there is
Okay,
any problem.
sure.
Let me know.
Yeah, sure.
You guys will be able to understand. Correct it. Otherwise, let me know later.
Sure.
Thank you so much. I'm going to close the meeting. Thank you.
Harsha, one small doubt here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, while creating the new
Other person, please
application,
mute. Only hold on. Other person should mute. Please go ahead with your question or doubt.
while creating the new application, it is showing some already applications, right? How to get to know whether it's a framework or implementation?
It is very simple. All the applications displayed in that first screen are framework only.
Framework only. Okay.
So regarding Harsha, regarding OOTB,
You go
right?
to that
Like,
screen. This
it
implementation
is.
won't show up.
It's not audible. May I know?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I have one more doubt here.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, go ahead. See, doubt is okay,
Yeah,
but what about other person? Who is that other person with background noise, TV and all?
Yeah, Harsha. So while creating the application,
Yes, go ahead.
while creating the application, we have some themes, Cosmos and Cosmos React. We have two types of cells. Are there, right? So what is the difference
Yes.
of those two?
Yes.
What is the difference of two?
See, you don't even know about what is Cosmos first of all. Okay,
Yes.
you gotta understand theme Cosmos and advanced theme Cosmos and all. Leave it and proceed forward. Just to give you an information and idea, Cosmos is going to have the features related to DX API concept, digital experience with application interface.
Digital experience. Okay.
That is related to PEGA user interface screens displaying in .NET application, .NET information screens displaying in PEGA application. This feature was there since long back. It was called as PEGA Web Mesh. Okay.
Okay.
They had made it more effective and more better way, and they have renamed it to DX API with a lot of additional features where HTML coding will be shared between applications in the form of JSON data structure. You don't know about all this. That's why I did not mention. Okay.
Okay.
Harsha, I mean, on the same question, like, I mean, there mentioned it's like latest architecture and recommended, right? But instead you used a traditional only.
You can see any of these three use, no issues. If you are using old version, any of these three, if you're using this version, if you're using traditional, you go with other one. Up high level, you don't find any differences or issues. You can go with anything of your wish.
Actually, I have a doubt.
Okay. I'm going to close the meeting now. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, when we are done with the application name under the advanced configuration, we haven't actually done the division and unit name. Are we going to cover it today?
Yes, I told you, right? I did not explain you about organization. I don't bother about it as of now. You will get explanation about organization division unit in a separate class tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Next, any other doubts?
Regarding OOTB, so you mean like it is OOTB to the other applications, right?
OOTB to the other. What is that?
I mean, like,
yes, correct.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll explain once again. Okay.
Harsha, today is my first class. Do
Because
I have to
we have some
something
idea
in
about
PEGA? Hello.
Okay, we will be winding up. Any questions you can call me or you can ask me now also, just for next 5 minutes. Any
Your
more questions?
OOTB is
Hello,
yeah,
Harsha.
Harsha. Your OOTB is
Leave about that OOTB. You tell me
it is
tomorrow.
parent, right? It is
Any
like
questions? Any
parent.
doubt? Okay.
I'm just asking like it is parent,
Leave about
like it acts like parent, right? OOTB.
that. Correct.
The child is like implement framework and then implementations, child classes like that.
Correct. Yes. Anyhow, I'll tell you after some days.
Along with the, I mean, personal edition, so Postgres DB also should be ready, right? Now.
It is already in place, available. Okay, I'll tell you when to configure to make a connection to the server. Later you can do it. I'll tell you.